So we've been talking about same day delivery, and drones come up as something that could be super helpful in having same day delivery. I mean, I guess it's conceivable, though I don't know this yet, or at least I don't see it in New York, of a either a sidewalk drone that's just drives itself, or a flying drone bringing me a meal, or bringing me some small Amazon order or something. Where are we in terms of drone deliveries happening? Are there places that is happening regularly? And what's the benefit once we get it to work? How does that complement existing systems?
Companies have been piloting drones, whether it was Google had a pilot on this. Amazon has been trying to do this. You do see JD.com in China has used drone deliveries, and where I think it's most successful at this point is not so much in rural areas or in cities, but when we're delivering into rural areas, and we might send that drone, and it we're going to a more rural area. It drops off a set of packages in the backyard of somebody who then delivers them to the individuals. But when we're doing research, we also want to look into the future, and we want to try to understand what could that future look like. Should I be even in trying to invest in these technologies? Could there be any advantage to doing so?
Yeah, you might discover that actually your cost balloon. Like, it seemed like a cool idea, but for some reason.
Yeah, and so that's exactly right. And so one of the papers that I have with a co-author from Germany, Marlon Umer, and then a former PhD student, Chinwei Chen, we were looking at this question because we wanted to know, wow, if you're Amazon and you're doing your same day delivery in an urban environment, would I ever want to use a drone? Would I just want to stick with trucks? Or maybe I want to use some combination of the two. And in fact, what we found is that if, at least at that time, if you considered that the drone technology, it could carry, sort of one package, right? And so it would take a package, it would go out from the delivery depot, it could deliver it, then it had to come back and pick up another. But if you're using a vehicle, a vehicle I can have multiple packages on. So I can put multiple packages onto it, it can go out and it can do a delivery route, and then return and pick up the next set of packages. So each of those might have an advantage, right? The drone moves faster, it's not affected by traffic, but it's only doing one at a time versus the truck that's affected by all those things, but I can carry multiple packages. And so maybe the result wasn't that surprising, but it turns out you do want to use both, and you would, deliver things that were further from the depot. You would deliver those using the drone, and I would use trucks as we were closer to the depot because I could put more packages on it, and I could take advantage of the fact that it wasn't doing those back and forth trips to the depot. Now, the question is, could we ever use those in a city? There are tremendous challenges in a place like New York in the fact that you have really tall buildings. You have, once you have tall buildings, you have sort of the effect that might have on winds moving through the buildings. Do we really then want drones that, maybe these are small drones, but they still weigh something that could have challenges and be knocked out of the sky. So subsequent research is looking at, maybe I don't want to have drones delivering those packages, particularly in urban areas like that. But maybe what we want to do is, instead of having that truck go back and forth, maybe I want to use a little bit larger drone and resupply the truck closer to where it's going to do its delivery. So maybe it comes out to to a loading zone of some kind, an area that is a little safer, and maybe we do that. So we didn't do that work, but there's been folks starting to look at that, and I think that's a really promising idea to think about, and particularly when you think about many of the dense European cities where bringing in delivery vans can be really difficult. They're already doing things like cargo bikes in many of those cities. Well, those cargo bikes have a pretty limited capacity anyway, and they're not going, you're going to have to ride the bike back and, they're electric bikes, but, ride them back and forth to these depots. Maybe we want to, do something in between so that it's just a lot more, efficient.
That's cool.
And we're just getting more productivity.
That's a totally new idea to me. It never occurred to me and makes so much sense.